All right, good morning, agents. I'm Kevin Lauren, the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we're going to talk about how you can get recommended by AI. So, a lot of use of AI these days, and I'm getting a lot of questions from agents saying, all right, I'm going to my AI platform, and I know that my clients are now going to AI and they're plugging in even recommending realtors. So, super interesting topic today. I'm super excited to present it, but I think it's something that everybody needs to at least know about, whether or not you embark on this endeavor, but something to at least have in your mind. And then after today, you're going to know how to do it. So before we get into today's presentation, we're going to bring Bill Seitz, corporate broker for Alta Realty Group, on the line. Good morning, Bill. How you doing?
Good morning, Kevin. How's everybody doing today?
We are fantastic, minus the four broken ribs I got in my chest.
I was gonna say we've kind of we've I don't know, maybe I'm a little rusty, but it's been a couple weeks and you had your injury and I had a couple appointments in the mornings on Wednesdays, so haven't been on the last couple weeks, but happy to be back and glad you're hopefully healing up here.
Yeah, healing pretty slowly, unfortunately. So what happened was my wife and I were riding our horses on the beach, and a crazy dog ran out of nowhere and started attacking my horse. And so my horse started bucking, as they do, and the dog just kept coming back. And so I held on. I didn't win the buckle for the 8 second ride, but I got pretty close and ended up getting chucked right onto my side and broke four ribs. And so it's been
And that is
painful.
why I don't ride horses.
Yeah.
I love those animals. Love to pet them. Love to give them treats, but I'm not. I'm not. I just know anything could go wrong at any minute.
Oh yeah. That's the so what could go wrong when you're on a 1,000 pound animal that's first instinct to when something goes wrong is to start bucking or to just bolt.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they are strong animals and thankfully it wasn't worse.
Oh yeah, yeah, it could always be worth. So anyway, dealing with that. All good, all part of being a horseback rider. So there you go.
Hey, if you're committed to that world, it's par for the course.
Yep, and as we say, you got to get back on the horse. So I was about 5 miles away from my trailer, and I had to ride that horse back with four
Oh
broken
my
ribs.
gosh.
Just
What a nightmare.
yeah, a little rough, but
Well, glad you're slowly recovering. There's not much you can do for broken ribs, you know?
nope, just suck it up, Buttercup.
Well, welcome everybody. Glad to be back. It's been a couple weeks for myself, and I know you had DJ Bibb on last week. Went over some cybersecurity stuff, so that's always a good reminder, good topic. I'm sure that went well.
Yeah, that's just so important for us to just keep our eye on that. We have to do those cybersecurity webinars at least 4 times a year because those fraudsters, they just keep getting smarter and they just keep coming up with different ways to defraud us out of our money and our clients. So just we have to understand that stuff and how they're doing it so we can protect our clients. So yeah, it was a good webinar.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like I get multiple attempts a week at some sort of whether it's the toll road or whether it's something like they're just trying to get their little stinky sticky fingers into anything, you know?
Yeah.
It's
And
like, oh, you didn't
one
pay
of
your
the
toll. I'm like, I've got the toll automatic withdrawal, so I'm not falling for that one.
yeah, I told him one of them was, I constantly get emails from either you or Jackie, approving an invoice to be paid.
Yeah.
And obviously, and then you have to check what the email address is that's coming from, and of course
Yeah.
it's Joe Smith at joesmith.com, and they've just hacked Joe Smith's email address and start sending out things on their behalf, and all they have to do is change that name that it comes from, and it looks like it's coming from Bill Sites. So
Oh, they're
pretty
so creative.
pretty slippery, huh?
Or just one character off the email address, right? So you
Oh
just
yeah,
don't pick up on it.
yeah, goggle.com.
Well, let's get going. I got a few things to cover here, Kevin. First of all, I want to welcome John McCoy and Kenneth Hubert. They are new agents that Don Kearney hired. So welcome, John. Welcome, Kenneth. Happy to have you here on our Wednesday meeting. So welcome aboard. Don also wanted to point something out, and I wanted to mention it because it is worth mentioning. We are approaching the halfway point of the year. We are at the end of June, and it's also always a good time to reflect on your business. Have you met your goals? Are you meeting your goals? Are you doing things that you've wanted to implement over the first half of the year? Or are you kind of not, fulfilling kind of the things that you had set out to do? So halfway mark, we have a plenty of time to make up maybe some ground if we're not quite hitting the mark. And if you're doing great things, you keep going and keep the ball going and keep the uh, inertia and the momentum in progress. So always good to reflect on that. And we have so many great videos and trainings that Kevin and I have done over the past year. There's certainly something in those that can help if you're struggling a little bit. And Kevin also does his one-on-one trainings with the program two. So if you need additional help, program two is always available for you guys if you find yourself just kind of stuck in the mud a little bit. So I think that was a good reminder. And let's see, number two, our Broker Tuesday tip. I went through just quickly a link and a resource for agent certifications. I actually know a lot of our agents do actually have multiple certifications, whether it's green, the green certification, probate. There's a long list. There's trust, probate, green, there's commercial. There's all sorts of cool things that you can, attend a few hour workshop. You pay, it's pretty nominal. The fees aren't crazy. And then you can have new designations to market to and market from. And I think those are always good to potentially bolster your profile as a realtor and an experienced person in the business. So I did put a link there if you guys aren't familiar where to find it in the California Association of Realtors homepage. You can pull up that link. You can see all the designations that they offer. And if there's something that's interesting to you, that might be worth looking into.
Yeah, those are really good to have. Some people, really look at that, and you can have that in your signature line, and it really bolsters you as an agent. So I recommend it.
Yeah. And let's take a look at the markets really quick, Kevin. I've been keeping an eye on things, and
I'm gonna
you've
pull that up
I've,
for you.
I've watched. I want to start with oil because oil is plummeted, which is hopefully a good thing for everybody's gas tank. Those that are still driving non-hybrid or electric vehicles. That's the 10-year, but let's start with oil because oil really is the key driver to the interest rates.
Yeah, so let me pull
If you
oil up.
just
I don't have that one.
just go to the link right, you could go back.
Yeah.
Just go to the little CNBC icon,
Oops. Yep.
and then you get next to bonds is oil on that.
Got it.
Right there you go,
Got it.
and go to the red box, far left.
Red box oil.
So we take a look at this, and we all
Boom.
aware of what.
That's massive, buddy.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we were hitting over $110 a barrel in April when this mess in the Middle East has well, it's still a mess, but some really smart people know something. So for it to be down at $70 a barrel is a massive. You're looking at over $40 drop per barrel. So hopefully, one, we see relief at the pump soon. I think we've already kind of seen some of it, and hopefully you all are across the state of California. But oil and energy are the key drivers also to interest rates. So let's roll back over to the interest rates. We've had a big pullback today. We were hovering around 4.5. We're almost 10 basis points down today, just this morning. So that's encouraging. You can see that big spike right in line with oil in April and May. It has pulled down to 4.4. Still not where we want it. We were actually sub four for a brief minute. Um,
Right.
but, that was pretty much go to bed and wake up and it was gone.
Yep.
So But it is encouraging. I like to stay on the positive, optimistic side, and hopefully we continue to see good, positive things out of the geopolitical world and see these things pull down further because that will only drive the real estate market into a healthier place. And so it's something that we do keep an eye on here. We do like to educate you all. Those of our regulars know that we do talk about this briefly every week and to keep you guys on tune, keep you experts, because when you have these conversations, you can talk about oil and you can talk about interest rates dropping and talk about stuff and make you look smart.
Exactly. And you are smart. You are educated. You are, you can have that confidence that we always talk about. So really important that we follow this stuff every week, keep our eye on the ball, and that does provide more value for your clients.
100%. And then lastly, Kevin, just want to big shout out to all the agents using Legacy Escrow. Those agents are continuing to save hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, over the course of the year when they get listings and they're able to use Raquel and her team at Legacy. So, what better way in an increasingly costly world we live in? Those are real profound savings, and it's a great way to, it's a win-win. We all win. We win as
Absolutely
a
a win-win.
company, and you win as an agent, and probably keeping a better part of 98+% when that happens in your transaction. So,
Yeah, and plus you get to, utilize Raquel, who's a great human. She's a great asset. She's really fun, and when you're doing your transactions with Raquel, she is a stickler and she knows exactly what she's doing. So you can always, just have that in the back of your head that, hey, I'm working with like one of the best professionals in this industry. And so you got that going for you.
and she's a happy person. I like to work with
Yeah,
happy people personally. So, working with negative people is not any fun. So, let's let's keep it positive.
exactly. Well, thanks, Bill. Appreciate all that, all the good updates and the insights there.
Yeah.
So let's get into today's presentation. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to get recommended by AI. So we're all using AI more and more. I'm using it every week now. It kind of took me a little while to ramp up to where I am now, but I'm using it literally almost every day, and a lot of other people are too. So and it was funny. I was with my mom and dad over the weekend, and my mom used AI to plan her road trip up to Calgary, Canada, and so she put in all these different prompts in, and it was so funny to hear and see my 78-year-old mom using AI and totally getting involved with it. So it was really kind of cute. So anyway, she was able to utilize AI to make the perfect road trip for her and my dad as they go up to the Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Canada. So,
Your mom's a smart lady, Kevin.
oh yeah, she's smart cookie. So
I've known her a long time, and she's an awesome lady as well.
yeah, thanks, pal. So, like I said, one of the questions I hear from a lot of agents is, how do I get recommended by AI? How do I get involved? So they know that their buyers and sellers are turning to the AI platforms to find answers, but they also know that they're starting to turn to AI to find realtors and other professionals. And so AI only knows what it's fed and what it gleans from the internet. So you have to be a part of that. And so obviously the opportunity is massive, but most agents don't really know what AI is looking for when it makes those recommendations. So, good news is AI recommendations isn't as complicated as many people think. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to share 7 different prompts that will help you identify what AI sees when it's looking for your business and uncovering opportunities to strengthen your digital presence and create a clear roadmap for becoming the agent that AI is most likely to recommend in your market, in your city. So, and we've been talking about this for many years. In fact, the entire time that we've been doing webinars is making sure you understand your digital footprint. And so, what we recommend to get recommended by AI is you have to start with your digital footprint and making sure you audit that and find out what it is that people see when they Google your name and the word realtor and maybe your city, or different variations on how somebody would look you up on Google. So before you can increase your visibility, and before you can do the steps that we're talking about, it's a great idea to just go ahead and just do a quick audit. So the reality is that AI is already forming opinions about you based on your website, your social media profiles, your Google business profile, reviews, directory sites, online mentions, all those things. If you put your name into AI, you're going to be very surprised to see what comes up. So the first prompt is designed to basically audit all those touch points and identify messaging inconsistencies, missing authority signals, weak SEO opportunities, missing trust indicators and gaps in your local authority positioning. Because what happens is, especially when agents are going to new brokerages, they're changing their cities, they're changing things up in their life. Sometimes you might miss the fact that your online presence and the things that are being said or are out there online are maybe not up to date. So it's always a really good idea to do this audit, make sure everything that is out there is accurate. So we've been talking about this forever, and it's always a good idea to make sure that it's all absolutely perfect, nothing's off, and that way you're starting at least from a clean standpoint and you're ready to go. So the first prompt to just do this audit is, here's the prompt. So act as a digital footprint and personal branding expert specializing in helping real estate agents become more visible in AI-powered search and recommendation platforms. Please audit my digital footprint across Google search results, my website, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Zillow, Realtor.com, Google business profile, and other public online mentions.
Hey,
Please
Kevin.
identify inconsistencies in my messaging.
Kevin,
Yes.
just time out. I just want to make sure I understand this correctly.
Yeah.
You're prompting AI this, as you scroll just a slightly back out.
Sure.
So under the prompt, you're actually putting this in there with your name.
100%.
Okay.
100%. And when I put out the replay, I'm going to have all these prompts in the replay so you guys can literally just, copy and paste right into Claude or ChatGPT. I've been using Claude a lot lately, so that's become my favorite one,
I'm
Claude.
gonna find out real quick what it thinks about you.
Oh yeah, no, I mean this is real stuff, and this is very powerful to be able to do this stuff. And using AI now, it's become an art form of how you use it. So these prompts and having these prompts already done for you are very, very important, and it's really a powerful thing. So it goes through and it'll literally, it will identify inconsistencies and missing authority signals and weak local SEO opportunities. And so when you do this for yourself, you're going to be blown away on what it says and what it recommends. So also ways I can strengthen my local authority positioning, right? It's so cool. I mean, this stuff blows me away. And when I get, um, you know, uh, people that utilize the things that we provide and they use this stuff and they get a better footprint and they do these steps, it really makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside because it works. So, and then the last little part of this whole thing is please ask me as many questions as needed to provide the best recommendations possible. So as you do this, Claude or whatever, they'll interact with you and they'll ask you some questions, and so you can interact back and forth with the platform, and you can dial this in super perfect. So the next step is to optimize one of your most valuable assets, your Google business profile. So we've talked about creating your Google business profile, many times over the years. If you haven't done it, please do. You just have to go to Google My Business and create a Google Business profile. It is free, and it is a great way to establish yourself as a local real estate expert. So one recurring theme in AI recommendations is the importance of the Google business profiles. So consumers still Google agents. That's not going away. AI still references Google for the data. So it's all tied together, right? And Google reviews remain one of the strongest trust signals available online. And so we've talked a lot about, and you can go back to our previous webinars, and we do webinars on building your reviews, making sure that when you have a good transaction, you're sending the link to the Google business profile and the actual review area of the Google business profile to make it easy for your clients to give you a good review. And you can build that, and we've had many agents that have just crushed this, and it's not very hard to do. So the second prompt helps identify weaknesses in your profile while also providing recommendations for categories, services, descriptions, reviews, content ideas, and ongoing posting strategies in that Google business profile. So in my opinion, using this prompt and applying the recommendations is one of the best things you can do, because I know it works, and because it really makes your Google business profile very strong. And that is one of the things that any one of the AI bots will use to establish and to check in with your credibility. So it almost doesn't work. This entire thing doesn't work without having a strong Google business profile. So just remember that. So this is the prompt that you'll use. Act as a Google business profile optimization expert, specializing in helping real estate agents improve local visibility and AI recommendations. Please analyze my Google business profile and provide areas where my profile is weak or incomplete, suggested keyword optimizations, recommended service descriptions, frequently asked questions I should add, photo and video recommendations, categories and services I should include, a review strategy to increase credibility, weekly posting ideas to improve local authority, suggested updates that improve my chances of being recommended by AI search platforms. Right? We're going for the jugular on this. So please also create an optimized business description, a 10 SEO and AEO optimized Google posts. Unreal. And it'll do it all for you. Suggested review request templates, a checklist to improve my local search ranking. Unbelievable. My market is Newport Beach. My niche is luxury homes, right? Insert whatever the heck it is that you do. And feel free to ask me as many questions as needed to provide the best output possible. So again, guys, this is just done for you. Copy, paste, add your market, add your name. So the next one is create a bio AI can actually understand. So most real estate bios are written to impress people. Well, we also have to think about the fact that we need to impress and give proper information to these little bots that are now out there, these AI bots that are trying to understand what we're about, what we do, and why we might be better than somebody else. So AI is definitely looking for something slightly different than that. So it wants to know where you work, who you serve, what you specialize in, and why consumers will trust you. So the third prompt that we're talking about here helps create consistency across every platform while reinforcing your authority and your expertise in whatever field that you are in or whatever your specialty is. So when AI sees the same themes repeated across your website, social media channels, and Google business profile, it is gaining the confidence that you are who you are and what you do. So that's why, and we call that, another word for that is site authority. And so we always want to make sure that all the things that we do are very consistent, and there's no this says that, and then this over here says that. Everything has to be really, really honed in and cohesive. So that's a really huge takeaway from today. So the prompt is going to be as follows: act as an answer engine optimization expert. I like that. Act as an answer engine optimization expert, specializing in helping real estate agents become more discoverable and recommended by AI platforms. So please write my bio for the following: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook business page, YouTube, my business or my website homepage, Google business profile. The bio should clearly establish local authority, be optimized for AI search and recommendation systems, include trust building language, sound authentic and conversational, position me as the go-to expert for my market. Avoid sounding overly salesy or braggadocious. And it's funny because AI, when you put these things in, it literally knows what you're talking about. Even having these, funny little sayings. It's actually a little creepy, but hey. Please also provide suggested keywords to include naturally calls to action, headline, tagline options, SEO and AEO recommendations for each platform. My market is this. My niche is this. My personality style is fun, is boisterous, is energetic. And then it'll basically take your recommendations and it'll make the recommendations that you should make on your stuff. So the second to last one, actually I think we have a couple more, but discover the questions buyers and sellers are already asking. This is huge. So one of the biggest mistakes agents make when they're creating their content is talking about what they want to talk about instead of what consumers actually want answered. What are they asking? Because consumers are typing into Google questions every day, all day. What's the best place? What's the best, homes in this neighborhood? So don't try to think too hard about what they're asking. Just ask the AI bot to tell you what they're asking. So in fact, most AI recommendations occur because a piece of content provides a useful answer to a specific question. And we started doing this in Google years ago. We started creating question and answers. Our SEO pages that are kind of basically, you can't really find them on our website, but they're in the background. I started doing this 5-7 years ago, creating question and answers on our website, talking about what our brokerage does and putting in the questions that I thought. I didn't have, this AI stuff. So I just had to, basically come up with what I thought realtors were looking for. So we've been doing this for years. This prompt helps uncover the top questions buyers and sellers are asking in your market, along with the fears, frustrations, motivations behind those questions. So once you understand what people are searching for, create the content that becomes dramatically easier in that, whatever the heck they're talking about. So the prompt goes as follows. Act as a consumer behavior and AI search expert specializing in real estate. Please identify the top 25 buyers and questions buyers are asking online in my market, the top 25 questions sellers are asking online in my market, the fears, frustrations, motivations behind those questions, the type of AI platforms are most likely to recommend the answers, right? And then provide Instagram reel topics, YouTube video titles, blog post ideas, Google business profile post ideas, frequently asked content for my website, and suggested hooks and calls to action. Insert your market, insert your niche, and away you go. So the next one is create content AI wants to recommend. So once you know the questions consumers are asking, the next step is understanding how to package those answers and how to increase your visibility by doing that. So not all content performs equal, right? So some content gets engagement, some content builds trust, some content gets recommended. So you got to have different content for what you're trying to do. So this prompt is going to help identify the topics formats, hooks, and emotional triggers that increase the likelihood of the content being surfaced and provided to the viewer by AI. So this prompt is where strategy begins to replace guesswork. So the prompt goes as follows: act as a local real estate content strategist and AI algorithm expert. Please analyze the type of real estate content social media algorithms and AI platforms are most likely to recommend to buyers and sellers. So we're going to identify the content topics: best performing video formats, trust building content, common visibility mistakes, emotional triggers buyers and sellers respond to. So please, Mr. AI, provide us with 20 content ideas, suggested hooks, posting formats, and calls to action. So next one is reverse engineer what AI already trusts. So one of my favorite exercises is asking AI who it already trusts and recommends. Why? Because the patterns leave the clues. And so if we're going to start this process, we want to know who's already being suggested by AI. We got to identify who our competition is so we can crush them. And if nothing else, copy them, right? So this prompt identifies agents that are already receiving the visibility, and it's going to analyze their content. It's going to look at their authority signals, their posting strategies, their positionings, and then the goal isn't really to copy them. The goal is to understand what AI sees as valuable so you can build a strategy that remains authentic while incorporating the same foundational principles. So we don't really want to copy them. So this one's going to go like this: please identify real estate agents in my market. And of course, we're going to put the market in, so it'll read more like this: please identify real estate agents in Newport Beach that appear highly visible, highly trusted, or frequently recommended by AI-powered platforms. Please analyze their content style, posting consistency, common topics, bio structure, local authority signals, website structure, review strategies, video styles, SEO and AEO strengths, and then provide common patterns, what I can ethically model, missed opportunities, a step-by-step differentiation plan. So that way we're not just straight up copying them. And then the last one is to build your complete AI recommendation strategy. So after you've completed the previous 6 prompts, you're ready for the final one, which is this prompt brings everything together into a complete 90-day action plan. Imagine that. Analyzes your digital footprint, content strategy, branding, reviews, website, and authority posting, then creates the roadmap for becoming one of the most trusted and recommended agents in your market. So this is really ridiculous use of AI. This is AI on steroids and crack. So you're getting the absolute best possible authority creating roadmap that you could possibly get. So this is the final prompt. So act as an AI recommendation and digital authority expert specializing in real estate agents. Please create a complete strategy that helps me become one of the top real estate agents recommended by AI platforms, search engines, social media algorithms, and answer engines in my local market. Analyze my digital footprint, content strategy, branding, Google business profile, social media platforms, website reviews, and local authority. So then please provide a 90-day action plan, content recommendations, SEO improvements, AEO improvements, trust signals, local authority strategies, weekly posting recommendations, video ideas, website improvements, and ways to increase AI recommendations. So this is a complete roadmap to get this done, not just to think about it and say, oh, that's kind of a neat thing. You guys can actually get this done and do this if you want it. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease, and I think it's a thing that's well worth your time. So, Bill, I know we went through a lot today. We went a little over on time, but it's so important. What are the takeaways that you got from today's webinar?
This is just mind bending.
It's it's bonkers, huh?
Well, the first thing I'll say is we've come full circle. We talked about the digital footprint years ago
Yeah,
because before AI really was interjected into our, kind of becoming more frequent and more part of our daily activities, it was the digital footprint for the Google searches or the Yahoo searches or, whatever search engine you're using, right?
yeah,
So I see pluses and minuses of this. Um, the plus is if you've already have a pretty solid digital footprint, you can use the AI to improve it, to refine it, to make it better. If you haven't done a good job with your digital footprint or haven't done it at all, and I know there's some of you out there in both those cases, we're not pointing fingers, but you can create one almost, I mean, now faster than ever and better than ever.
yeah,
And so that is really interesting. And, I probably, along with most of us, kind of like torn on the whole AI thing because I think there's part of it that's scary and part of it is incredible. And in this case, it's truly incredible how it can, bolster your business. And I think that it's, you know, if you can embrace it now, because like you said, it's like that the whole stages of like product adoption. You have
yeah,
the early adopters. You've got I forget the next one. You learn this in business school, and they go through. There's like five phases of people who start using. It's like the first people, like we all knew the friends had the first iPhone, right? And I was like, I don't really, I wasn't the early adopter. I was like, that's cool, but I don't really care. It doesn't really enhance my life. And then eventually, I was probably somewhere in the middle or the back half because just that was just my personality. But I think the AI usage is very similar. The early adopters are the ones that are going to be leading the pack because it's not going anywhere. It's only increasing every single week, every single month, and it's going to get more and more powerful. But you can be ahead of the game by just doing these simple things. So it's just absolutely, I mean, this is one area where I actually get excited. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want AI to replace our jobs. I don't want realtors to go out of, out of the industry or loan officers or title people or escrow officers. We don't want to lose the human component, but this kind of stuff is absolutely, it's so robust. It literally blows my mind
yeah.
on how quickly you could build your profile, build your business, and emulate the best agents in your local market and become an absolute a beast online and to be present and not be a hidden agent.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Not everybody's going to do this. And so you can separate yourself from other agents just by doing this.
So quickly. I mean, it's absolutely so powerful. It's actually, I mean, I'm floored by it. I mean, and you just literally outlined it. And this is one of those replays that you want to save. You're going to want to put on the sideline. You're going to want to watch it again because
Yeah.
while it does seem like it's a lot, it really isn't. Once you know how to use ChatGPT or Claude or whatever one you're using, those little prompts, all you're like Kevin said, you're just copy and pasting that, inserting your local market, whether it's Hollister for the Espinosas, or you're somewhere down here in Orange County. It doesn't matter. You just insert your thing, and it's gonna spit out exactly what you want.
Yeah, when I went through this, it was just like I was blown away with what the AI bots were coming back with and what they know, which is mind blowing. So
Yeah,
I'm excited for everybody to go through this process and at least do that audit. That's the most important. Step one is do that audit, just see what's out there, and also audit who the best, who they're recommending. So those two prompts, if you're not going to do anything else, those two prompts are must do for every agent. Every alt agent needs to do that.
absolutely. I mean, if you want to know exactly all that intel, I mean, you can. I mean, it can late take you can have that in less than 30 minutes.
It's right there. It just spits it out for you. It's bonkers, but
Yeah.
it's real. As
Yeah. I mean,
Don says in the
this is
chat,
something.
AI is real. Yeah, yeah, it is, buddy.
This is something that I do encourage. I mean, this is something that is so profound. If you want to do more business, you want to be more top of mind, you want to be more present, you want to be a leader in your local community. This is an absolutely must. That's not even a question.
Yeah, and Alexis, I'm just looking through the chat finally now. Yeah, so Claude is you can download it as an app. So and it's a great way to use Claude. There's different levels. There's a paid level, there's a free level. Obviously, the paid ones you get a little bit more stuff. The paid version is totally worth it. It's not much. And so yeah, I recommend everybody download that, start using it immediately, and then you're gonna know what you're up against. You're gonna know what your shortcomings are. You're gonna know the total. If you do the entire thing, you're gonna know the roadmap on how to get from zero to absolute top in no time flat. So good stuff, guys. All right. Well, that does it for us. Bill, any more insights for us?
No, just yeah, glad to be back on the webinar with everybody and you, Kevin. And wow, what a powerful training this was today.
Heck yeah. And again, thanks all you agents for spending the time on Wednesdays with us to improve your skills, improve your power that you have, and that also translates to how you are able to help your clients. So we appreciate that. With that said, everybody, get organized, have a great week, have a productive week, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday on the ARG Wednesday Webinar.